the locus of control lie that kills your focus. You start the day ready to focus, and one ping, one loud neighbor, or a wall of meetings hijacks it. You doom scroll, feel guilty, and wait for calm. It doesn't come. This isn't laziness. It's an external control mindset quietly killing your focus and fueling procrastination. In the next 60 seconds, I'll give you a reframe that puts control back in your hands so you can start today. Use it now for faster starts and calmer focus. There's one locus mistake that silently doubles procrastination coming up. First, here's the mini payoff you can run right now. Momentum beats theory, so let's earn a quick win. Here, the one-sentence reframe, grounded in implementation intentions. Gallwitzer, 1999. What small lever is 100% mine in the next 15 minutes? Say it out loud. This question moves you from I need the world to change to I'll adjust what I control. It shrinks overwhelm and makes starting doable. Now let me show you exactly how to use it in 60 seconds. Notice the trigger. What just knocked you off track? Noise, a meeting, low energy, a mood slump, a surprise request? Name it without drama. Trigger, noisy room. This labels the constraint so your brain stops arguing with it. Name the lever. Pick a tiny, controllable action, not an outcome. Think knobs you can turn: environment, process, scope, timing, or motion. Example levers: headphones on, open doc, outline 3 bullets. Set timer for 15, move to quieter corner, switch to review pass. Set a 15-minute micro task. Choose the smallest slice that advances the work. Not finish the report, but draft intro bullets for 15 minutes. Pair it with a timer so there's a clear start and stop. Start immediately. No extra planning, no hunting for the perfect playlist. 2 breaths, press start, type the first imperfect word. Action first, evaluation later. Let me run a few real-world examples. Noisy space, lever, headphones plus a 15-minute outline. Task, outline 3 section headers and 1 bullet each. Timer on. You'll be surprised how fast structure appears once you begin. Meeting heavy day, lever, 2 10-minute sprints between calls. Task, sprint 1, collect links, sprint 2, rename files and drop placeholders. You can make real progress in fragmented time when you define tiny slices. Low energy after lunch, lever, change the mode. Task, review yesterday's draft and mark easy edits for 15 minutes. Matching energy to task beats fighting your state. Overthinking a blank page, lever, process queue. Task, open doc, write 3 ugly bullets problem, why it matters, first step. Bad bullets are allowed, motion creates clarity. Here are the common mistakes to avoid so this sticks. Vague levers, be more focused is not a lever. Phone in drawer is. Work harder is not a lever. Set a 15-minute timer is. Name concrete actions you can do in seconds. Picking outcomes, not actions. Finish the draft is an outcome. Type for 15 minutes using the outline is an action. Outcomes don't start themselves, actions do. Overlong commitments. Saying, I'll grind for 2 hours when your wobbly triggers avoidance. Start with 10-15 minutes. You can extend after you begin. Overplanning the perfect start. If your first move requires 5 mini steps, it's too big. Make the first move something you can do in under 20 seconds. Open file, put on headphones, set timer, type 1 line. Now try it with me right now. Pick one task in your head. Say it. What small lever is 100% mine in the next 15 minutes? Name your lever out loud. Today's lever is timer plus outline. Set the 15-minute micro task, 2 section headers, 1 bullet each. Take 2 slow breaths, press start, and type your first imperfect line. That's it, you just shifted control. The reason this works is simple. Your brain needs a clear bridge from intention to action. The question finds the bridge. The 15-minute container lowers the emotional cost of starting, and the lever focuses you on inputs you control, not outcomes you can't force. One quick micro story. Last week, a student was stuck for 40 minutes waiting for quiet to write. We used this reframe. Lever was phone in another room, noise app on. Micro task was 3 ugly bullets. 4 minutes later, words were flowing. The difference? They stopped negotiating with the room and chose a lever they owned. If you remember nothing else, pick a lever you can do in seconds, set a 15-minute slice, and begin. Motion drives motivation, not the other way around. You've got your mini win. Next, I'll show you the psychology behind this so it sticks and scales, and we'll expose the locus mistake that silently doubles procrastination. The plan and payoff. You just used the 60-second reframe. Now here's the map so this sticks. We're going to build a simple system in 3 parts: the lie, the shift, and the system. First, we'll expose the trap that makes effort feel pointless. Then we'll install a better lens on control. Finally, we'll turn that lens into habits you can run today. The payoff is practical: lower procrastination, faster start times, and calmer focus. Not because you suddenly love hard tasks, but because you'll know exactly which lever to pull when reality is messy. Every idea connects to something you can do in the next hour. If you can't use it today, we don't keep it. You might be worried this ignores real barriers. It doesn't. Meetings, kids, bosses, noise, and energy dips are real. We're not pretending you control the weather. We're getting surgical about the part you do control, your levers, so you can still move work forward inside constraints. Here's the roadmap at a glance. In the lie, you'll see how an external control mindset quietly fuels delay. In the shift, you'll learn the useful middle between blaming yourself and blaming the world. Then we build the system. The control ladder to reduce start friction, constraint triage for imperfect days, a 2-minute start protocol to cut decision drag, light accountability, and language reframes that restore agency. By the end, you'll have a daily control block you can run on repeat. One more promise: we'll keep theory tight and behavior heavy. I'll anchor each concept to one move you can make before this video ends. You've already taken the first step with the reframe. Now let's expose the lie that keeps you waiting for perfect conditions. The lie that kills focus: external control trap. The thing most people miss is that procrastination often isn't about time, it's about agency. When your brain believes outcomes live outside your hands, luck, other people, timing, effort feels like a bad bet. Why waste energy if the dice are loaded? That belief pattern has a name: an external locus of control, Rotter, 1954. Scale operationalized in 1966. Here's why it matters. When control feels external, your attention fragments. You check the calendar again, you refresh Slack. You scan for the moment conditions flip from hostile to friendly. Meanwhile, the clock moves, guilt rises, and your start window shrinks. The result isn't laziness, it's learned delay. And delay feeds shame, which feeds more delay. What is this trap precisely? It's attributing results primarily to forces you can't influence. Other people's decisions, market swings, the mood you woke up in, the room volume, the algorithm. It shows up as "I'll start when X calms down. I can't write until it's quiet. This boss ruins my day." Notice how each thought ties your ignition to something you don't control. The mechanism is simple. When outcomes feel uncontrollable, your brain downshifts effort. It's not irrational, it's protective. If your actions don't matter, effort equals pain with no payoff. That's learned helplessness dynamics, Seligman, 1967-1975. Repeated uncontrollability breeds passivity. Starting isn't hard because the task is hard. Starting is hard because agency feels low. A quick micro story. A client had a noon deadline for a brief. At 9 a.m., their manager dropped 2 chaotic messages. Instantly, their story became, "The manager blew up my morning." They opened the doc, then toggled to Slack, then to the calendar, then to email, waiting for quiet. By 11, panic. What actually stalled them? Not the messages, those took 5 minutes. It was the belief that those messages stole control. That belief kept them in monitoring mode instead of production mode. The hidden costs stack up fast. First, fragmented attention. You keep one ear on the world, so deep work never lights. Second, rising shame. You know you're not moving, so you tell yourself stories like "I'm behind again," which spikes stress. Third, avoidance snowball. The more you feel behind, the riskier starting feels, so you push it, which makes you feel more behind. This is the loop that doubles procrastination on high interruption days. How do you spot the trap in real time? Listen for conditional starts. If X changes, then I'll begin. If the trigger lives outside you, you're paused on an external switch. Watch for constant context checking. Slack every 2 minutes, email refreshes, scanning for a green light. That's not productivity, that's waiting. Also notice blame granularity. The market or meetings is huge and fuzzy. Fuzzy problems block crisp actions. Now here's where most people mess up. They try to fix this with toxic positivity or brute willpower. Ignore it, suck it up. Just focus harder. That backfires. Your brain doesn't buy lies, and willpower collapses under ambiguity. The fix isn't pretending constraints don't exist. It's targeting control precisely where it still exists. This clicked for me when I started separating inputs from outcomes. Outcomes are the results you want. Publish the piece, close the deal, ship the feature. Inputs are the levers you own. Minutes of focused work, drafts attempted, messages sent, reps completed, environment set. An external control mindset ties your effort to outcome volatility. An internal too-far mindset ties your identity to outcomes and blames you for everything. Both break. The useful path is to own inputs fully while accounting for constraints honestly, aligned with self-efficacy research. Bandura, 1977, 1997. Let me show you the shortcut nobody teaches. Before you start, ask, what's the smallest input I control that moves this forward in the next 15 minutes? Then commit to that input regardless of noise. When the room gets loud, your input might shift from drafting to outlining. When meetings stack, your input becomes a 10-minute collection sprint between calls. You're not lowering standards, you're matching levers to conditions so motion never stops. This is agency preserving and lowers initiation friction. Gallwitzer, 1999. Bandura, 1997. Common signs you're still in the trap. You plan to finish in one sitting, you wait for a long calm block to begin, you retry the same oversized first step, you use mood as a gate. I'm not in the zone yet. Each of these makes starting depend on weather. Replace them with lever-first actions. Timer, outline, relocate, microscope, or mode swap. Here's a fast exercise to break the spell. Write one sentence. Even if X, I control Y, fill X with the constraint you're facing. Fill Y with a lever you can execute now. For example, even if Slack pings, I control 15 minutes on 3 bullets. Say it out loud, then act. That shift from scanning to doing is the moment agency returns. If you remember nothing else from this section, external control stories feel true because they describe real constraints, but they're incomplete. The missing piece is your lever. Find it, shrink it, and start. Once you nail that, everything else clicks because you've restored the one thing procrastination hates, felt control. Internal vs external, the useful middle. Now, before we turn this into a full system, you need the mindset that makes it work under pressure. Pure internal control sounds tough, but it quietly turns into self-blame. Pure external control feels realistic, but it leads to quitting. The useful middle is where you own your levers fully while accounting for constraints honestly. That's how you start consistently without beating yourself up. This mirrors the self-efficacy pathway. Bandura, 1977, 1997. Belief in controllable action drives initiation and persistence. Why do the extremes fail? If you go all internal, every bad outcome becomes my fault. That spikes shame, which hijacks attention, and you avoid to escape the feeling. If you go all external, you wait for perfect weather, and the engine never turns over. Both paths produce the same result, no start. The middle path protects your drive and your sanity. Here's the model I use because it's simple and it maps to real life. Outcomes equal actions times context. You don't control context, noise, timing, a client delay, but you do control actions. Minutes of focused work, number of attempts, the environment you set, the process you follow. Your job is to maximize the actions multiplier inside the context you've got. That way, you get motion today and better odds over time. Implementation intentions, Gallwitzer, 1999, make these actions more automatic under stress. Let me show you exactly how this looks with concrete examples. Market slump, you can't move the market, but you can increase daily outreach attempts, tighten your follow-up script, and batch your calls in your highest energy hour. Those actions amplify results when the market improves and still produce wins now. Rain ruined your run plan? You don't control weather, but you can control an indoor workout, 20 minutes of bodyweight circuits or a rowing session. Fitness compounds from consistency, not from a perfect route. Team interruptions all afternoon? You may not control the schedule today, but you can set 2 10-minute microsprints between calls to collect assets and write placeholders. That means tomorrow's deep block starts fast because your first stones are laid. This clicked for a student when they stopped owning blame and started owning levers. They used to say, I failed because the office was loud. Now they say, even with noise, my lever is headphones plus outline bullets for 15 minutes. Same constraint, different locus, inputs, not outcomes. Now here S where most people mess up in this middle zone. They confuse taking responsibility with owning outcomes. When the result is poor, they turn inward, judge themselves, and try to grind harder without changing levers. That's blame, not control. The other mistake is denying constraints like their weakness. Pretending you have infinite energy at 4 p.m. or that your toddler won't interrupt isn't brave. It's bad planning. We respect constraints so we can pick better levers. So how do you apply the useful middle in seconds? Use this bifocal check. First lens, constraints, name the real factors you can't move in the next hour. Second lens, levers, list 2 controllable inputs that still move the work. Then pick one lever and run a 15-minute slice. That's it. Bifocal means you see the weather and still drive the car. Let's put it on a script you can steal. Given X constraint, my lever is Y action for Z minutes. Examples. Given 3 meetings, my lever is collecting links for 10 minutes. Given low energy, my lever is a review pass for 15. Given a noisy house, my lever is noise app plus outline 3 bullets. Say it out loud. It clears the fog and gets you moving. The reason this works is you align effort with probability. You can't directly command outcomes, but you can stack inputs that make outcomes more likely. Inputs also generate feedback you can actually use. Minutes, reps, drafts, these are visible and adjustable. When you track inputs, you spot what moved the needle and you can repeat it tomorrow. Quick micro story. A sales pro kept tying their mood to pipeline health. Slow week, low mood, no outreach. We switched to input control. 15 conversations a day, tracked, script optimized weekly. 2 months later, pipeline doubled, not because the market changed, but because their actions multiplied consistently inside the same context. Common pitfalls to watch today. Saying I'll make up for it this weekend instead of adjusting scope now, scheduling a heroic 3-hour block that never happens, treating motivation as a gate instead of a byproduct. Replace each with a control move. Scale the task, pick the next lever, and start for 2 minutes. Motivation follows motion. If you remember nothing else here, own actions fully, factor context honestly. Ask, what's the lever I control that matters most in this context? Then run it for 10-15 minutes. That's the useful middle. Once you nail that, everything else clicks because you've got a mindset that survives messy days. Next, we'll turn this mindset into a method you can run on autopilot. The control ladder, from zero to momentum. This next part turns mindset into a method. When you're stuck, clarity beats willpower. So we use a simple tool, the control ladder. It gives you 5 rungs to check, bottom to top, so you always know the next lever to pull. The rule is simple. Pick the lowest unstable rung and fix it fast. Once that rung is steady, you climb. It operationalizes, control what you can from Locus of Control research, Rotter, 1966, and boosts self-efficacy, Bandura, 1997, by creating quick wins. Rung 1 is mind. That's your immediate mental state and attention cues. If your brain is scattered, you won't use higher rungs well. Fast fixes here are breath reset, a 1-line intention, and a single focus target. Script it. For 15 minutes I'm moving X forward by doing Y, also remove mental friction. Close extra tabs, silence non-critical notifications, park unrelated tasks on a capture list so they stop yelling at you. Rung 2 is environment. If the space fights you, attention leaks. Quick levers, headphones or a noise app move to a quieter spot, full screen your document, phone in a drawer, water within reach, chair adjusted, lighting fixed. Think 1-minute tweaks that remove obvious drag. Most people skip this, then blame themselves for not focusing in a slot machine setup. Rung 3 is process. That's how you start and move through the task. If the process is fuzzy, you hesitate. Install a simple checklist or sequence. For writing, open doc, drop 3 bullets, set 15-minute timer, draft ugly. For analysis, gather inputs, define question, choose method, run 1 pass. For email, triage 5, archive or reply, batch the rest. Process reduces decision drag, so motion is automatic. Rung 4 is skill. Sometimes you're stalled because you don't know how to do the next move. Don't brute force ignorance. Shrink scope and borrow a pattern. Levers here, use a template, watch a 2-minute reference, copy a proven structure, or practice a micro drill. The key is to keep moving while you level up. Skill grows fastest when attached to a real, tiny attempt. Rung 5 is stake. That's your reason to care and the feedback loop that keeps you honest. Light stakes work best. A visible input log, a quick done emoji in a channel, a 5-minute end-of-day note to future you. You can also add gentle external visibility, like a silent carking session or a buddy ping. Stakes should nudge, not paralyze. Now let me show you exactly how to use the ladder in under a minute. Ask, which rung is wobbling right now? If you feel mentally foggy, fix mind, breathe, state intention, close stray tabs. If noise is pulling you, fix environment, headphones, full screen, phone away. If you're hovering unsure how to begin, fix process, run your start script. If you're stuck on a missing skill, fix skill, grab a template or do a smaller slice you can do. If you're drifting because it doesn't matter, fix stake, set a 15-minute input log and a tiny public check. Examples make this stick. Writing in a noisy house? Mind, intention line, environment, noise app, process, 3-bullet start, skill, plug a blog template, stake, log minutes. Research task with unclear steps. Mind, define the question, process, checklist, collect 5 sources, skim abstracts, extract 3 quotes. Skill, use a citation template. Stake, drop a 1-paragraph update to your team. Designing slides under time pressure. Environment, full screen builder, process. Outline titles first, then images, then text. Skill, steal a slide library. Stake, send a draft to appear in 30 minutes. Now here's where most people mess up. They jump rungs. They obsess over outcomes, polish, metrics, approval, while mind and environment are still wobbling. Or they try to fix results directly, which you don't control. The latter keeps you anchored to inputs. Also, don't treat rungs as a to-do list. You're not required to touch all 5. You're scanning for the lowest friction point and pressing there. Quick drill for your top task today. Write the task name. Scan the rungs. Circle the first one that feels unstable. Choose one lever you can do in under 30 seconds. Do it now. Then set a 15-minute timer and start. At the end, log your input and note which rung mattered most. That's your custom playbook forming. The reason this works is it turns a vague, be productive goal into a concrete sequence. Each rung captures a class of controllable levers. By fixing the lowest one, you remove the biggest source of start friction with minimal effort. Do this a few times and starting stops feeling heroic. It's just, check the ladder, pull the lever, begin. Once you run the ladder a few days, you'll notice patterns. Maybe environment is your chronic wobble, so you standardize headphones and full screen. Maybe process is weak for writing, so you tattoo the 3-bullet start. That's momentum. Stable rungs, faster starts, calmer focus. Now that the ladder is in place, let's automate your first 2 minutes so ignition becomes effortless.